Oh, good.
We're going chasing.
Hello there, and welcome to...
We're going chasing.
Hello, now, and welcome to...
We're going chasing.
Now, we have a lot on the agenda, lads, so we'll cut the chase and get straight down to the business.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of We're Going Chasing. We're down to our last couple of these, Cillian. We've got the cross country and the mayor's chase to get out. So this cross country will be out on Saturday, and we'll have the mayor's chase out on Sunday. And then we'll be looking at prepping for our Cheltenham previews.
Yeah, it's been quick enough. In fairness, you know, it's out over, I suppose, 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks we've been doing these. They're short. They seem to be going down well with people anyway. So that's the main thing. Once people are enjoying them, we'll stay throwing them out.
Yeah. Well, I say we start with the Cheltenham previews. I suppose we have been doing, these are mini previews, I suppose, but we'll be having a preview for each day, and we'll have special guests on and all that. We'll announce that closer to the time, but we do have it all pretty much nailed in.
Well, you can announce it now if you want, or I'll announce it.
You announce it.
Okay. So Tuesday the 5th, is it?
Don't be stuttering now.
Tuesday the 5th.
Want to announce it.
Day one is with Paul Callaghan and Ash Simmons. So Paul Callaghan, the Irish Field, Ash Simmons from Only Fools Love Horses. That's day one. Day two is with the same two on Wednesday, the 6th. Then on Saturday the 9th, we've got day three. We've got Mark Boylan from the Irish Field and Emma Nagle. And then day four is with both of those as well. And we'll have Darragh O'Keefe. And I forgot to mention Harry Swan. I'll be in on the day two as well on the Wednesday the 6th. So we have a nice mix there of, you got the Irish Field lads, you got a few more from podcasts, and then you got a couple of jockeys as well. And like, look, Harry Swan, he'll have a nice book of rides there, and he'll be able to give us a breakdown on a few gardens, and Darragh the same. He'll be able to give us a look at Henry. So look, it should be good. So we're looking forward to that.
You did a decent job at announcing that, Cillian.
Thank you.
Looking at the cross country, so top of the market, Minella Indo having a second run over this course. Photo of Minella Indo there behind Cillian that he's pointing at. Obviously fourth or fifth there earlier on in the year, but giving away a lump of weight, ran very well, to be fair, and Cillian has put him up at about 10-1 in his Antepost book earlier on in the year. Delta Work, they're looking to win it a third time in a row at 4-1. Conflated 9-2. Galvin 9-2, and then Cocoa Beach, who actually ran very well on his first time over Banks really at Punchestown in February, is there at about 5 or 6-1 there as well. And I suppose it wouldn't be right really to stop there, and you'd have to give Foxy Jacks a mention as well, Cillian.
Yeah, you would. Look, I really fancy Indo, but I think Foxy Jacks is his biggest danger. I'm not messing. Like he was absolutely flawless in November, and he hardly touched a twig. And like, if you talk to, like, we can ask Darragh about him next week when he's on. He's ridden him before, and he said he's an unbelievable jumper. He said he just normally throws in one clanger or two clangers, but he said he's a savage jumper of a fence. And when you'd be going around in him, you'd be thinking, geez, this lad is serious. But in fairness, that day in November, it really suited him. He bounced out, and he made all. Like, he probably will be hard enough to pass. Like, he could get.
Yeah, problem is though,
they give him a lead there, like, you know.
Yeah, he's a monkey there too. Like, he's a danger in more than one way, really. You know, he could go and win the race, and if he doesn't win the race, you know, as you said, he can throw in a clanger. He could take out 4 or 5 different horses here if he wanted to as well. He's well capable of doing it, and he's done it before.
Yeah, and I think was it Ricky Doyle that rode him last year? Like, Ricky really earned the riding fee over there for that horse last year. But I think I'd say Gavin Bruder, he's rode him the last few times, so I'd say he'll get the ride, and they seem to get on well enough. And in fairness, Foxy was qualified for the Pretemps as well, but he's obviously going here. It's a nice prep, and I'd imagine he'll run the National as well.
You're, for win purposes anyway, you're all over Minella Indo, correct?
Yeah, well, he's the best horse in the race. He had the most class when they were all at their peak. And look, he's a Gold Cup winner. I don't think he should be allowed to run here. To be honest, I don't think.
I'd love to see it as a handicap. If I could make one change,
I don't know, but what's the point? Like, either like, I just stop a Grade 1 winner, or, you know, if you're an open company Grade 1 winner over fences, you should be immediately excluded from this. That'd be my theory on it. And fair enough if you're a novice, the wins really far backwards. But if you win over open company over fences, like a Gold Cup winner, like Minella Indo should have been, like if he was mine, he'd have been retired after Down Royal, and like he'd be at home there now, and like he'd be as fat as a fool eating carrots. Like
You'd be out the back petting him.
I'd be outside rubbing him all day. Like but he's
Yeah,
here
yeah.
anyway, and like
Apart from the fact you're allergic to horses. Nobody knows that.
yeah. Apart from the fact I'd
About
be
horses.
fucking
You know, Cillian
dosed
is
on
actually allergic to
antihistamines.
horses.
Yeah, it's harmless enough now in fairness, but I'd be dosed on antihistamines. Yeah, but look, he's one of my favorite horses ever, and I hope he wins it. But he really shouldn't be here. Like,
Yeah, look, I actually do. I've come around to your way of thinking a small bit on him. I was putting Minella Indo down for the last 12, 18 months saying he's finished, and he was finished, you know, in terms of grade 1 level. But in this field, with the way he ran there last year, you know, he's the right favourite for sure. Delta Work, to be honest, at 4-1 is a bit of value there. One that's no value at all, and I couldn't get behind is Galvin. You know, he's ran 3 times over the cross country course at Cheltenham. He's been behind Delta Work twice, behind Minella Indo once. You know, and he's as short as 7-2 in places.
yeah,
You know, I don't know how you could.
cross, you know, but the one thing about Galvin, I know Gordon said that like he's been trained for this race in mind all year, and there was definitely signs of life in the Boyne hurdle the last day, but
There was.
I still struggle
He
to
was
see him
still
beating Indo.
just ahead of Delta Work, or just behind Delta Work, was it? Just ahead
Uh,
of Delta Work, I think it was. Yeah, he was 4th. Delta Work was, or no, Delta Work was well
Well,
behind him.
he was
Actually,
10
to be
lengths
fair.
ahead of him, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there was definitely signs of life from Galvin the last day, and I just find it hard to see him beating Indo, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'd sooner take Delta Work if I was taking Minella Indo on. He'd be the one for sure. And Cocoa Beach, you know, like he's shown a real liking for the Aintree Grand National fences. Showed a real liking for the banks at Punchestown as well. You know, so he deserves a mention for sure. But
Yeah.
you know, he probably will need it a bit softer. That really. You know,
I think I've heard as well from the Gordons. I don't think they think that the cross country course in Cheltenham would suit Cocoa Beach as well as
Okay.
Punchestown would have. But
Okay.
Punchestown was going to suit better. But his aim all year has been the national. So like they're just they're using this as a prep for the national. I'd say.
Yeah.
They're probably reasonably confident with Delta Work anyway to get 3 in a row, and they're just using this as a prep for Cocoa Beach.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Look, that wraps it up, short and to the point. Probably both thinking along the same lines there. And Delta Work would be the pick of the rest for me. I know he's second favourite, but I'd have him over Conflated, Galvin, or Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, now bear in mind, I backed into at a bigger price. I'd find it very hard to put money down on him at 2-1 or 7-4 in this against Delta Work, Galvin, Cocoa Beach, Foxy Dance. I'd find it very hard to do it. No, not saying I wouldn't, but
yeah,
it depends how
well,
much.
actually, on that point too, you're probably at the worst point possible now to be backing any horse at Cheltenham really in any race.
Bar
you really
be one that will really shoot down in price.
And there is the odd horse here or there, and if something is said, they'll shorten. But by and large, the value is gone, and horses are at a stage now where they're going to start to drift a bit too.
I can't see Indo going off shorter than 7-4. There's no way. I'd say before the day.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. There's too much in the race there to take him on with.
Especially if Conflated runs. I don't think he will, but if Conflated runs, Conflated probably should be favourite.
Do you reckon? Yeah.
Just he's just able to mix it a bit better in grade 1s than Indo has this year. Like obviously he beat him a long way in Down Royal, and then he's unseated the last twice, but it's 2 grade 1s in Leopardstown. He's galloping to Champ. I'd say he'd nearly be favourite if he ran, but I think he's going to run the Ryanair.
Yeah. Okay, we'll wrap it up there, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll be back with you tomorrow morning for the Mayor's Chase. See you.
Thanks.
It's Honeysuckle and Rachel.